This is the Tarot and Oracle forecast for Aquarius for 2018. Aquarius, this is a general overview for all of you. If you would like a more personal or private reading that's pertinent to you, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com or book a reading via the website. This also applies to that absolutely amazing soulmate reading. Aquarius, we're going to start with your relationship reading, which applies to any one-on-one special relationship that you have. We'll follow it with a general forecast. And then we're going to take a look at a pivotal sequence of events or set of circumstances for you in 2018. Because you're one of the latter signs that I recorded and you had to wait longer than the rest, I put in a little something extra for you in your relationship reading, which you will see just now. Right, if we look at your relationship cards, you get to pay attention to the red flags. Give this relationship a chance. A reconciliation, passion, soulmate. It's safe to love again. Free yourself, separation, and heart-to-heart conversation. So this is an interesting lineup. That pay attention to red flags and give this relationship a chance means that if you're in a relationship or even looking for a relationship, the person whom you meet or come across or whom you are involved with, you do need to recognize there are issues here that must be acknowledged and dealt with and not swept under the carpet. But that doesn't mean that you throw the baby out with the bathwater. This relationship is worth something. So if you pay attention to those things in the relationship, be it a new relationship or an existing relationship, and you actually deal with them and acknowledge them, give yourselves within the relationship time to work through them, then you will find that this relationship actually, you come back together again. That's what the reconciliation says. You might feel you're standing a little bit poles apart in the beginning, but if you work with the issues that you consider to be red flags, you will find that reconciliation again, especially if you're in a long-term relationship that has been having its problems, and you've just been sweeping those problems under the carpet. In 2018, if you actually don't just say, well, this relationship is bad because we have these problems, but you actually work your way through them, you'll find that you and your partner can come back together well again. You even reignite that passion and you recognize this is your soulmate and you can open your heart again, okay, to them. And if it's someone new that you've met, it's the same sequence of events. It's just not ignoring those issues or considering those issues to be the breaking point either. It has to be a balance between the two. That free yourself card then speaks about this does liberate you when you open your heart again, because you've obviously been cornering yourself a bit because these issues have been bugging you, or they will bug you in a new relationship. Now that separation and heart-to-heart relationship, heart-to-heart conversation is quite interesting at the end of this. So there can be one of two scenarios here. I don't think this is going to be a surprise to anybody, and you are going to be the one making this decision. But you may finally feel, once you've worked through all this, you've acknowledged the problems you've had, you've reignited that passion with a person, you recognize that you're a soulmate, that maybe you do in fact need a time apart, that you need to rediscover yourself before you continue with this relationship. But before you do that, have that heart-to-heart conversation. You're probably going to be doing that anyway. You might reconnect in that conversation. I have a feeling this is more the case for most of you, although that separation card can sometimes speak about you and your partner just end up more on a practical level. You get a job somewhere, a short-term job, they get a short-term job, they need to go and see to an ill relative or whatever the case may be. But I think it's more a case of you feel you need time apart. But that heart-to-heart conversation is going to be the pivotal point for you in 2018, where your relationships are concerned. Now, the two special cards that I picked out for you, because you had to wait longer than the rest, was True Friends and Without Boundaries. So this is where it gets interesting. You may find, some of you, part with somebody that you were with for a while now, but you remain good friends. So the parting is on good terms. And you very quickly get involved with somebody. That Without Boundaries card is all about quite a tempestuous relationship, just to put it nice and X-rated for you. For others of you, it may be when you have that heart-to-heart discussion with a person, You find that true bond between the two of you, and that sends this relationship in an entirely new X-rated direction, right? It's just that you rekindle that true passion for one another, and you find that spark again for one another. But no matter what the relationship, whether you personally decide you'd like to move on to better or greener pastures, or whether you decide, you know what, this person really is my true friend, either way, that bond of true friendship remains with you. So it's a good breakup if you do have one. No hard feelings. Okay? And those of you that do separate and move on to greener pastures, they will indeed be very tempestuous, very green pastures, and it's going to happen pretty quickly, I reckon. But for those of you that stay with your partner because you want to maintain that true bond, that you have that true friendship, watch where that relationship heads. It's going to be good. Right, if we move on to your general forecast, you'll see you get beyond. Soulmate, silence, inner voice, parallel universe, web of life, adventure, and forgiveness. There's definitely adventure beckoning, as I said, for your heading of your forecast for this year. You start off the year being a bit unsure of the direction to go in. I think a lot of you have sort of a feeling of what you want to do, and that soulmate card says there's something beckoning you that you feel in your soul, that it's really important to you. It's something you really, really want to do. Now, this can apply to your career, your general life, your family life. It's really, really calling you, but you're feeling a little bit insecure about following that direction. Now, that silence card says maybe for a while keep this to yourself. Don't go discussing it with the world. There's obviously a good reason for that. For each of you, whatever that sort of inner calling is to keep quiet about it for a while, you write about that, so stick to that. Your inner voice will be guiding you every step of the way in whatever path this is you've chosen, be it a new career direction, be it an entirely new career, be it a project, be it a group, be it an organization, be it something within your family. There's a direction you want to choose. It's really calling you. You're feeling a bit insecure about it, but listen to your inner voice because it will be guiding you every step of the way, and it will be guiding you really well as well. Because that parallel universe says, even though you may feel that life is just continuing along as per usual, something has shifted in you. And because something has shifted in you, you will eventually start seeing the outward manifestation of this. So as you work away at life, be it at your career, be it at your general life, be it at your family life, as you're working away at it, doing what you feel you should be doing, you're actually creating something for the future. And that adventure card says this will eventually lead you on some kind of adventure. Now, I always say with adventure, it's one part brilliant excitement, and it's one part those challenges that need to be overcome. But the challenges that need to be overcome are what play their part in an adventure. Otherwise, it's not an adventure. I will always use the Indiana Jones movies as an example. Without those traps and boogeymen and what else not that he discovers, it wouldn't be that high rollicking adventure that we get to see and enjoy. And in so doing, in going on this adventure, in following this new quest, this new path that you have in your life, it is a quest. It's a quest. You're discovering a quest in 2018. That forgiveness card says you get to leave behind a whole lot of feelings and situations which were holding you back and holding you down, and perhaps were making you, if not a little, but quite a lot unhappy before. You actually get to leave those behind. So that's a very, very nice reading for you for 2018. Remember at the beginning when you set off on this quest of yours, just to keep it a little bit to yourself. The time will come when you will be ready to tell the world, and your inner voice will let you know when that is. And to remember when you set off on this great big adventure, it's going to lead you to that place where you can leave the past that you didn't enjoy or didn't want, that can be left behind you. Okay, so that's a great reading for you for 2018. Right, Aquarius, if we now have a look at a set of circumstances or sequence of events that are pivotal to your 2018, we see that you get the whip. So right off the bat for 2018, you want to change your life. You want to whip your life back into shape. Not going to be easy because that whip card says as much. When that is the way that change comes in, it can sting a little, right? But soon after it follows the peace and the hope that you were looking for. This comes courtesy of some kind of written communication. So it's an email or a letter or some kind of recognition, some kind of certificate even. And this brings you great joy. This brings you the happiness that you've been looking for. From this particular, shall we say, quest that you set off on. Then there's a man that's watching you, waiting for you to notice how much he approves and appreciates what you are doing. This leads you off on that adventure that we were speaking about. There it is again, broadens your horizons, opens up new horizons, and you really look forward to this, that you looking forward to this. This clears away those storm clouds, it brings in that sunlight, and then you can start talking about this to everybody. And as you do so, as you open up about this, as this chatter begins, that wish of yours is fulfilled. Whatever that quest is that you set out on, that wish will be fulfilled in 2018. So that's a lovely set of sequence of events. For some star signs, the sequence of events I felt was in a sort of a short term. For you, I kind of think this almost stretches over the year. But they are one after the other that the sequence of events occurs. So listen to this several times during the year, because then you'll get to understand, as those circumstances are cropping up in your life, what comes next after them. Right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm going to repeat myself and say, if you would like a personal private reading, which will be more pertinent to your life story, with that amazing soulmate reading, then the links are in the description box below to book or buy a reading. And I want to thank you for watching and listening and commenting and liking and subscribing. And I want to give a special thank you to any of you that do share this video, and I'm including a hug in there too.